Well, we do have this Phil Mickelson-Tiger Woods golf match on Sunday. Tom Brady is going to be involved as well. And do you know who the other quarterback is going to be, JD? Take a wild guess. Pretty good quarterback in his own right, Peyton Manning.
Yep,
I'm sorry.
Mr. Peyton Manning. Sorry, my sunglasses fall on the
You're
floor.
like Trump. If he doesn't answer fast enough, you move on to the next.
Exactly.
Yes.
I got a quote for you today from Peyton Manning.
What did he say?
He said that if Olivia Manning didn't exist, Tom Brady would have 11 rings.
Okay. I don't know if I agree with that, but okay.
How can you not?
I don't know.
Well, Peyton Manning has 2 rings.
Yeah, I
and
understand.
Eli has how many?
He's got how many does Eli? I believe Eli has 2 as well, doesn't he? Yeah.
He does. So
Yeah.
he was off. It should be 10 rings then.
Yeah, his math was a little off.
His math was off by 1.
All right, so speaking of math and speaking of money, Desiree Reed-Francois, the UNLV athletic director, has been on our show a number of times. She's a very nice lady. She's always been very nice to us. But I said 2 years ago, through the grapevine, people that know her very well, that her dream job would be to be the athletic director at UCLA. So news broke out, and you okay over there, JD? You all right?
Yeah, I drank some water and went down the wrong.
Okay. All right.
You know.
So anyway, news broke out that she was the front runner for the UCLA job recently, and that did not surprise me one bit. Now, she takes her name out of the hat. She makes an announcement. But she made that announcement after she learned that she was not going to get the job. Okay, let me tell you something. I had a very similar experience with Marvin Menzies, the UNLV basketball coach. I had conversations with him on the phone before he put his name in the hat. We had those conversations. He was very interested in the job. And then when they were about to make the announcement that Menzies was not getting the job, that it was actually Beard that got the job, Menzies gives me a call and says, I just want you to know, Brian, I've taken my name out of the hat. Complete BS, complete crap. He knew he wasn't getting the job. And then mysteriously, a few weeks later, he gets the job. We all know what's going on there. It's a bunch of BS. Desiree Reed-Francois did the exact same thing. Make no mistake about it, folks. The second she found out that she was not getting the job at UCLA, all of a sudden, conveniently, she says, I'm taking my name out of the hat. Anybody with any logic knows that. So our producer, Jason Stein, is going to tell us a little bit about this article that Mark Anderson wrote. Mark Anderson from the RJ, who covers UNLV hoops. What is he saying about this whole situation?
Well, essentially, Mark Anderson, who covers UNLV, is, the point that he's making is with Desiree Reed-Francois taking her name out of the hat, that this actually could be a positive because it provides a much-needed dose of stability to the school, a school that's had a lot of turnover in coaching staff and athletic directors, as you know.
All right, so here's my opinion.
Yeah, he's speculating that this actually might be a good thing.
All right, so here's my opinion on that,
and several have done the same thing.
Here's my opinion on that, and here's why I disagree with Mark Anderson. Usually I agree with him on everything, but I think he's wrong on this. Desiree Reed-Francois does not want to be here in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and you might be saying, oh, Brian, how do you know? Give me a break. She wanted the UCLA job. She didn't get it. Okay, she wants her heart is not here at UNLV,
and you can tell by just the hires that she makes. She makes these very conservative hires. She doesn't, she makes the hire that she believes has the least risk attached to it. Because I think that the next major Pac-12 AD job that opens up, her name will be in that one too. I think that she definitely does not want to be here, Brian. And this has always been a stop for her, one of the stops in her career. To propel herself, a stop along the way to propel herself to that next level.
But when we look back at things, what has she actually done here? Let's review this for a moment, okay? Anybody would have fired Tony Sanchez. That was a must, okay? Anybody, a 12-year-old would have fired Tony Sanchez, okay? When it comes to the basketball program, Marvin Menzies, the racial epithets and all those other nonsense of the things that he was saying months before he was fired and where the program was out, anybody would have fired Marvin Menzies too. Not anybody would have hired a guy from all due respect to T.J. Otzelberger, a guy from South Dakota State who had a few good years, the highest paid coach in the Mountain West, is ridiculous. We have no idea if these hires are going to work out or not. I hope they do. We have no idea. So to even say that she would be qualified to be the athletic director at UCLA, to me, is ridiculous.
And she didn't exactly negotiate that deal very well. She paid him the highest salary in the Mountain West. She didn't take a look at Mike Miller, who would have taken the job for probably half.
TJ would have taken the job for half.
TJ would have taken. You kidding me? Yeah, I mean, maybe not half, but
well, you know what I'm saying.
Probably 700, 750, probably 30 to 40% less.
Yes.
I mean, she didn't really drive a hard bargain by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
And then the Arroyo hire, she actually had ties to him.
But I forgot something. Let's give her credit for this. She did offer students free tacos to go to basketball.
That was very big.
Yes. That definitely worked out because I think we had about 20 students.
Oh, yeah, the student section went from 9 to 16.
Let me tell you something.
Which is great.
Let me tell you something. That is in part her fault.
That's like an 80% increase.
I am going to flat out say it right now. That is partially her responsibility. You need to make sure. Okay, I just flew out. I just drove out to Southern Utah. Friend of mine, Todd Simon. Okay, we went out there. He's the head coach at Southern Utah, former interim head coach at UNLV. Do you know that in Southern Utah they have about 20 times more students going to games than UNLV? Do you know how pathetic that is? Let me tell you why. Because Todd Simon got involved himself and went door to door and knocked on students' dorms and made sure that they showed up to the games. You think Francois is doing that? I'm not putting all of it on her, but partially you got to put some responsibility on her. The crowds, particularly the students that come out to UNLV basketball games, is an effing joke. It is sad and it is embarrassing. So I ask again, ladies and gentlemen, what has she done here? You know, I don't think she deserved the UCLA job, but quite frankly, I wouldn't have been sad if she left because I think UNLV should have somebody that wants to be here. Somebody that wants to be here for the long haul. I understand how these situations work. You want to make more money, you want to further your career, fine. I personally believe the second Francois got here, her heart wasn't here at UNLV. This was a stepping stone job for her, and she wanted a bigger and better position. That is not the right frame of mind in any occupation. If you hire somebody, you want their mind to be here. That could be a radio show, you could be a teacher, you could be a mechanic. If you hire somebody as a mechanic and they only are going to be there for a short term because they want something bigger and better, you're not going to get their best work.
There is one, I guess, positive silver lining to this situation. The fact that she was turned down, because when we talked about it, I said if she's going to get the job, it's because she is a relatively, aesthetically pleasing female, and that could look good for the school from a PR standpoint without a ton of experience, but does have ties throughout the country. She may now actually understand that she isn't qualified to get a big job like that, and she may actually try, make a conscious effort. I'm not saying she hasn't tried, but she may make a legitimate conscious effort to show some real success here to propel herself to that level, assuming that that's her goal, because
she hasn't done it yet.
Now, granted, that job was a huge job. UCLA is a top 5 basketball school. They have one of the biggest budgets. I mean, they're one of the most well-known schools in the United States of America, and they're in, smack dab in the second largest city in the country.
Yep.
So that was a huge job for her, but she may kind of get off her high horse if she had one and realize that maybe I need to do more before I'm considered for a job.
Well, listen,
like that.
I'm just tired of the BS. I'm tired of it that her name is in the ring for the UCLA job. If she wanted to throw her name out of the hat, she could have done it weeks prior. There's a reason why she didn't do it, because she found out that she wasn't getting the job, and the moment she found out about it, she said, I'm taking my name out of the hat to make it sound like...
And said her focus is solely on UNLV.
Yeah, give me a frickin' break. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that's a lie.
Yeah, that is one hell of a way to save face.
That's a lie. That's what it is. It's a lie. With all due respect to her, she's a nice lady. That's a lie. Don't say you took your name out of the hat. Just be honest about it. You didn't get the job.
And they just hired the other guy, right?
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She didn't get the job.
Like it's still open.
He had a massive resume, too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Why do people have to lie? Do you think? I mean, are there people that are that stupid in this city that think that she didn't take the UCLA job because her heart is here at UNLV? Is there any?
I don't have a problem.
But hold on.
What else is she going to say?
Is there one reasonable person in this city that thinks she is telling the truth, that she didn't want that job? One person.
Mark Anderson.
No, I think Mark understands. I don't speak for him, but Mark's a really smart guy, and he has a good relationship with her.
So why can't we talk to Mark again on air? Why is that?
I don't know. I don't want to talk about that.
No.